All right, and we live. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Scary Stories from Reddit and the AI. In this episode right now tonight, we got a special guest. I got the love of my life. First time introducing to the podcast actually on my YouTube channel. We made videos and I haven't posted them yet, but now it's official and brought along to like a special episode this time. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome Leslie, my baby girl. So, baby, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Mm. Are you shy? You nervous?
Yeah, I'm a little shy.
Like I said, on this, like I said, there's nothing to be nervous about. Um, I think it's gonna be another good episode. So, as usual, I like to start off with ChatGPT. Also, not only from Reddit. I don't know if I told you, but I go to ChatGPT, and the AI would create scary stories for me to read.
Oh.
Yeah. So the ones that I read out last time was kind of mid. Other one was kind of good, but it wasn't like scary enough. You know, it had a thrill to it. So we're gonna go to ChatGPT. Gonna read off a story, and then gonna come back to Reddit. I picked one good story. I didn't read it. I just no, just saw the title and saw a couple of comments, and it looked interesting. And I think it's something that it looked like a woman experience gone wrong, but I'll say that tagline for later. So, gonna read off ChatGPT. You ready?
Hmm.
All right. I need some water. Hold on. Make sure my mouth don't get dry while I'm reading out loud. All right. This one called "The Reflection" by ChatGPT. Maya lived alone in a quiet apartment on the ninth floor. Every night before bed, she brushed her teeth, turned off the bathroom light, and give a casual glance to the mirror above the sink. Just a habit, just making sure her reflection was where it should be. But one night, as she turned off the light, she saw her reflection move after she did. It was just a flicker, a lag. Her head had tilted, but the mirror vision lagged behind us a half second. She froze, blinked, turned the light back on. Everything looked normal. She shook it off. Probably tired, stressed, eyes playing tricks. The next night, it happened again. This time, the reflection smiled, but Maya hadn't. Just a faint smirk curling on the mirrored version of her face. She didn't brush her teeth that night. She slept with the lights on. I find it kind of hilarious that she didn't brush her teeth that night. Sorry.
Don't blame her.
You got so damn scared, you just decided not to brush your teeth.
Yeah.
I would still like went to the bed, brushed my teeth, and just found a sink or something. I don't know. Anyway, back to the story. By the third night, she was too scared to go into the bathroom at all, but she could hear something in there, breathing, slow and steady, and then scratching, like fingernails dragging down the glass. She finally crept up to the door, phone flashlight trembling in her hand. When she pushed the door open, the mirror was empty, no reflection. And from behind her, something whispered, "There you are."
Is that it?
Yep, that's ChatGPT story.
Hmm.
Like I said, it's kind of mid.
It's interesting. It's just
Yeah,
really short.
it's story. But Chat said, we can go darker, weirder, ghostly, demonic, tech based, whatever flavor horror you're in the mood for.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So, would you want to try ChatGPT again?
Now I want real people.
You sure?
Yeah.
All right. I guess real life experience is always better experience. Okay. All right, chat. As you can see, girl wasn't impressed by Chat GPT. That's how it is. Um, like I said, I still like to have a continuation to give it like another shot. Next time I'm gonna go. We gonna see if Chat GPT can go darker.
Yeah.
We'll see how dark it can get.
Maybe a little bit longer. Just
Yeah,
to build up the story more,
yeah.
you know?
Mm-hmm. All right. So we on Reddit now, ladies and gentlemen, and it's called True Scary Stories off Reddit. And the first title I picked called First Date Gone Wrong. Okay, let me sit straight up. All right, here we go. Before I start my story, I just wanted to say that parts of this contain SA. I don't know what that means.
Mm, I don't want to say it, but
Oh, yeah, we can't say that.
yeah, they'll flag you.
We'll get flagged. All right, ladies and gentlemen, um, you gonna have to guess what SA means. If it's something that we can't say it, uh, go find an adult. Talk to your parents or something. All right. While I don't go into detail, I think it could trigger some people. This happened back in 2018. I was newly single after a 4 year long relationship and going through a really bad breakup. It was so bad and mentally traumatizing for me that I decided to go to therapy because I started having bad thoughts that today I'm not so proud of. And I'm so happy that I didn't go through with them. It was truly one of the darkest points of my life. Anyways, one morning I was sitting in the waiting room, waiting to go back and see my doctor. I was just sitting there minding my own business on my phone, mindlessly scrolling when this man came up to me. Quote, excuse me, end quote, said the man who now I honestly can't remember what their name was. So I just called him Jack. Quote, I just wanted to say you're really beautiful and I was wondering if I can get to know get your Snapchat. End quote. Embarrassingly on my part, this was my first time a man ever came up to me and did something like this, so I wasn't used to it at all. I remember looking up at him and thinking that he normally wasn't my type, but I thought giving him my Snapchat wouldn't hurt. And then he did have a nice smile, so I thought, why not? Quote, sure, and thank you. End quote. I replied to him with a almost shy smile. Quote, what's your name? End quote. Quote, Jack, he said, end quote. I hope that end quote is not no. Isn't
Why do you say it like that?
because I just want to make sure people know like this is somebody like when you say in quotes and stuff, like that's somebody talking in the story. You know,
Okay.
that's the purpose of like quotations.
Yeah.
Uh
I just never heard anyone like actually
well they kind of
say
do
it.
that, yeah, they kind of do that like in courtrooms and other stuff
Mm,
when it comes to reading out loud.
okay.
So I guess I'm just gonna go with the flow with it and
Yeah.
see if you catch on to it. Maybe you see a difference. Okay. Jackie said, I'm just here waiting on my niece. I drove here. Oh, okay. As I said, I heard my name being called. Well, I got to go, but I'll message you on Snapchat when I get out. I like that. Talk to you soon. I believe Jack said that. About an hour later, I left my appointment and got back into my car to go home. Before I even left the place, I decided to open up Snapchat and text him. I'm not going to lie, it really made me feel good that a man for the first time came up to me and wanted to talk to me. I always had a low self esteem, and after the breakup with my ex, it got even worse. I really felt excited, more excited than I ever felt in months. That's a spit building over the back of my mind. Sorry. Oh, they didn't hear that. Now, I'm not going to bore you with the details of our conversation, but we talked for about a week over Snapchat and everything was going well. He was very kind and respectful. Never asked for certain pictures if you get what I mean. The conversation never went beyond a friendly chat, getting to know each other. He showed zero red flags. I remember it was Saturday, and we finally decided to hang out in person. We decided meeting at a local park. It was always fairly crowded with a lot of people there, so I didn't think it was a bad spot, and I felt like it would be safe. When I arrived at the park, I saw him already there waiting on me, sitting at one of the picnic tables. I got out of my car, waved at him, and he smiled. He looked really happy to see me. I felt all the butterflies. It was nice. Hi, Kay. I'm glad to see you got here safe, he said with open arms, waiting to give me a hug. Thanks, I said as I hugged him back. We ended up walking around the park, talked about to 20 to 30 minutes. We eventually made our way to where the bathrooms are. This is where things took a turn. Even to this day, when I think back on the experience, I am still surprised by his actions because, like I stated earlier, he never gave me a reason to feel unsafe around him, and he seemed like a polite gentleman. But boy, was I wrong. I remember we were talking. I can't remember what it was about, but in the middle of my sentence, he all of a sudden grabbed my hand, led it towards his private parts. Whoa. He was excited, if you get what I mean. It really caught me off guard, and I asked him what was he doing, and he turned his head towards the bathroom. Let's go in there, he said to me. I remember as he said this, even his voice sounded different. He didn't sound like the nice man that I was talking to just a few minutes ago. His demeanor seemed to change in a blink of an eye. I'm not that kind of girl. Let's just stay out here, I said, not trying to sound scared. Oh, come on, beautiful, he said right before forcibly pulling me closer to him and kissing me. I pushed him off. I pushed him off of me and again firmly told him to stop, but he still kept trying to kiss me. What he did next really made my stomach drop to my ass. Sorry, I should be laughing. I never heard somebody's stomach drop to my ass. He then grabbed me by the belt loops of my jeans and tried pulling me into the bathroom with him. Thank goodness I was able to get free and run away from him. To this day, I don't know how I was able to do so because he was a lot bigger than me. I don't mean fat, he was actually really muscular, went to the gym regularly. To my surprise, he didn't chase after me. I don't know if it was because there was other people around who were looking when they heard me yell at him or whatnot, but I thank God that he didn't try to come after me. I got in my car, sped off. Before I even made it back home, I stopped at the gas station, blocked him on Snapchat. I remember seeing that he sent me a message after I ran away from our date, but I didn't even open it. I don't know what the whole point of the story is. I don't know what the whole point of the story is. I guess is to say to please. I guess it is to say to please be more careful than I was. He seemed normal and kind and polite, and he switched in an instant. It took me a long time to date again after that because I was afraid every man would try to do what he did. Thankfully, about 4 months later, I ended up meeting my now fiance. We've been together for over 7 years now. I know things will always work out for the better, but in the meantime, ladies, please be careful and stay safe.
That's creepy.
It's astonishingly creepy of how you just switched all of a
Yeah.
sudden.
And it sounds like they were in the middle of the day. It wasn't even like
Now
late
one
at night
nighttime.
or anything.
No, it wasn't even nighttime. So this guy was willing to risk it all in
Mm-hmm.
the sake of a public park. Like
Yeah.
he like a picnic table, and I'm assuming that he picked the right picnic table because the picnic table happened to be right by the bathroom. I'm assuming.
Yeah.
So yeah, and you know, hearing a story like this as a woman, you know, I'm pretty sure like it's just scary for most women to have to hear
Oh
some.
yeah. Definitely. Uh, I could see why she wouldn't. She would be scared to go to dates after that.
Yeah, I mean, it really puts us nice guys in a bad light, because the guy like came out, sounded nice, talked to her nice, you
Hmm.
know, and picked out a public area, you know.
Yeah. It's like there wasn't no red flags.
No, she said that too. She said there was no red flags. Not even Snapchat. Like in Snapchat, in social media or anything like that, that's like the first thing that people will try to do is like try to get dude pictures off Snapchat because it's only
Hmm.
lasts long for like 24 hours, or if that's the case may be.
Yeah.
So the fact that he didn't do that and just switch, it was like it makes you think like how many times has he done that?
Yeah, that's true. I didn't think that.
But then at the same time, like somebody would have said something by now. And then look, everybody, not just ladies, but the men too, just anybody. If anything like that were to happen to you, I know it's tough to talk about, but I feel like stories like that need to be heard more often with more information of the person who that is. Like something needs to be like, hey, if y'all ever see this guy on Snapchat or whatever the case may be, or just let y'all know now, this dude right here is a fucking creep.
Oh yeah, there was actually a guy like that here in our town
Hmm.
that everyone would post on social media and be like, "Hey, like don't talk to this guy," cuz he was really out there being big creep.
Yeah, that's what if there's anything to use the T app, this is the purpose right now. Well, the T app is calling out everybody. We're trying to, but if there's any good reason to use it for the right to have justice on your side. There was another one I think I saw. This one right here is oh, all right. This seems to be paranormal. So we got another one called "Moments I Won't Forget." You okay? All right.
Kind of want to say.
Do you want to take a break to get dessert first? Or you want to finish reading this?
Let's read it.
Okay, it's not that long. Okay. This story is called Moments I Won't Forget, by Presentation Sharp 437. This was a day ago, yesterday.
Oh wow.
Hmm. As a kid, I always saw things since I was two. One day I was with my mother in the office. While she was organizing files and paper, I was in my high chair coloring. When I was younger, I was very chatty child.
How do you remember from that little?
I don't know. I don't know. I'm not gonna question the person's story. It could be a possibility. I remember things when I was like I remember walking my daughters by like 2 or 3.
You remember like moments in high chairs and stuff? Like that
I
little?
wanna say yes because I do have like a vivid memory of myself walking in our new house in my diapers and stuff. Like I recall that. I recall some high chairs and stuff. So it's a possibility, you
Hmm.
know. Anyway, let go of that. Uh, so back to the story. When I was younger, I was a very chatty child. So I was chatting up a storm as I scribbled and colored. And it was full of conversation, like I was having someone reply back to me. My mom found it a bit odd and asked me who I was talking to. She said that I turned to my side and asked, "What's your name?" She then told me that I said Debbie and looked back at my side as I'm being correct. as if being corrected, and she said, "Grandma Debbie." My grandma Deborah, passed away when my mom was 19. She died at the age of 47 due to cancer. The next time, when I was 4, I slept on the opposite side of my house than my parents.
You don't like that, huh?
Slept on the opposite side of my house than my parents?
Mm-hmm.
Like the parents on the other side and the kids on the opposite side of the house.
I don't know how their house is. I'm assuming it would be like how our room is here and then Al's is in the front.
I get that, but wouldn't you want to be close to the kids' room as possible?
Yeah,
Like,
but not everyone is like that.
okay, I'm just saying, like, you got to run down the hall to check and save your child if something were to happen. Like somebody could just got the kid out the window by the time you get to the room. It's too late. I was just saying. Anyway, back to the story. I was in the hallway while my parents' room was in the dining room. Anyway, we used to have pictures hung up there, and every night as a kid, I would hear scratching on the walls to the hallway or the swaying of the pictures. It gave me chills as a kid. I could never go to sleep due to it. And it went on for years till I was 7 or 8. The other was when my little brother and I had slept over in my room. We were being rebellious and watching TV late at night. The two of us were watching Total Drama Island. Yeah, you like that show.
Yeah.
And as we watched, I heard knocking on the ceiling above me. And above my room was the attic. Everything I stopped Everything I stopped the TV. I don't know what that's bad writing. I stopped the TV. The knocking did. What?
What?
Look what it says. It's like, does that make sense? Everything I stopped the TV. The knocking did too.
Probably, yeah, bad writing.
Okay, I just want to make sure that the it's not. I want to let the people know that I can read and you can proofread it just to confirm it. Um. So basically, sound like the TV stopped and the knocking did too.
Yeah.
And every time it would get more and more persistent, almost like banging. My brother heard it too. My bedroom door was cracked open slightly, and I could see things being thrown across the dining room and the kitchen. Little me and my little brother were petrified. Then, when the banging stopped, my nightlight went out, so my brother and I bolted into our parents' room, begging them to check the cameras, claiming someone broke into the house and was hiding in the attic. My dad checked the cameras on his phone. No one had entered the house. No one was in the attic, and nothing was being thrown across the rooms. My brother and I was scared and confused. We swore we saw something. We swore something was in there. I can still hear the banging till this day. Another time, when I was simply doing karaoke in my room, I was 13 or 12. I was singing Melanie Martinez, Harmless, right? I was singing Passive. You know who Melanie
Yeah.
Martinez is? I don't know who that is. Uh, I was singing Pacify Her. And as I exactly sang Pacify Her, I heard a voice, a disembodied voice in my ear, behind me, asked, "Who?" I got scared. I screamed and bolted out of my room, completely terrified to go back in, the karaoke playing loudly. I had finally built back the courage to go back in. And every time I sang the song, I would hear "Who?" And sometimes it sounded like a child or a woman, always behind me. And I was standing in front of my bed, meaning whatever it was at the foot of my bed. Pretty freaky. Pretty freaky. A few days later, I went into my room and heard a really deep whisper say, "Run." Right when I walked in, My dumb ass said, "Hell no, this is my room, ho." Okay, okay. At this point, this story is kind of confusing me. What kind of household this is?
Yeah.
So let's go back. He said he went into the room and heard a really deep whisper say, "Run." Soon as he walked in, and his dumb ass said, "Hell no, this is my room, ho." And back to the story, I never heard that again. But the kid voice took a while to disappear. It got to the point that I would hear it in the shower. Again, another time I was minding my own business in my room. I was either watching TV or on my phone. And I smelled the scent of cigarettes. It smelled horrible and very strong. I immediately called my dad over and had him pray over my room. As he continued, the smell would disappear. Another time when I was home alone, I heard my mom call my name 3 times. It sounded so close yet muffled like it was miles away, right outside my bedroom window. Then I heard my dad call me. Then a mixture of both, 3 times in a row. It sounded so close yet so far. I ignored them both and called my parents. Neither of them called me. As I continued to try to mind my own business, I hear a chair skid across the dining room. When I checked, I saw a dining chair in the kitchen. Then I ditched and said, "Fuck no." I was 14. Let me drink more water. The last thing, I was still 14. I was leaving school early in the morning. It was around winter. I was looking up at our roof as I waited for my siblings to hurry up. As I exhaled, I saw a white figure walking on the roof, as if ready to commit. I'm not gonna say commit to what, but y'all,
Unaliving.
huh?
Unaliving.
Mm,
That's what they say
okay.
to get past it.
Mm-hmm. As if ready to commit. I stood there stunned, unsure if it was my breath or it was an actual silhouette. Last one. I forgot to add earlier. I was eating dinner with my mom and sister. My back was to my parents' bedroom door. As I was eating, I heard 6 distinct male footsteps. I assumed they were my dad's. Feeling male hands grab my sides, I jumped and yelled, looking back to see no one was there. Then it hit me. My dad had left my brother to get a haircut. My mom looked at me like I was crazy. I definitely felt like it. Anywho, that's really all I remember from my paranormal experience. The end.
Hmm.
Um, Despite the bad writing, what you think?
It was interesting.
Yeah, I having a hard time believing when he said when he told the ghost, "Fuck your hoe, this is my room."
That was
Hell no, this
funny.
is my room, hoe. Yeah, that's what he said.
Yeah.
I find it hard to believe anything after that. So it could be a possibility. I really thought this was going down to like kids can see paranormal things more than a
Mm.
grown folks would. Cause that was me, like when he was talking to his grandma,
Yeah.
you know, that's a similar experience that I was telling you about me back in the day when my papa had passed away. Um, like I said, I used to talk to him at a very young age. And like there are times like I talk to him in my bedroom, like talk to him in the bathroom. Like before I go to bed, we'll have conversations, and my brother is a whole witness to this. My mom and my brother is a whole witness to this. Like it got to the point where my brother was freaked out
Mm.
that he'll run to my mom, Mama, Kenan, Kenan said he talking to Pawpaw. Is he really? Yeah, man, ain't nobody there. Papa ain't there. Like, well,
Oh God.
Yeah, it'll be full blown conversation that I have with my Pawpaw. Uh, and like I said, I think for the fact of it, and like I said, surprisingly, me at a very young age, not really knowing much about like what's going on. Like I saw my Pawpaw, like my Pawpaw died of Alzheimer's, and like I just really remember me being close to Pawpaw. And the thing is, Renal had more a relationship and closeness with Pawpaw because Pawpaw was like, a little bit like himself and a little bit like years younger before he got to the Alzheimer's point. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
Like he'll go chase Renal and stuff. Like he chased all the grandkids and everything, talked to them, engaged with them. I didn't really get that,
Mm-hmm.
you know. I just got Paw just seeing him at the nursing home and stuff like that. But after that, after pass away, we talked. I had dreams of Paw and everything. But anyway, that's my paranormal, you know, story to end it off with. Uh, I think that's about it tonight. We've reached our mark. It's 11 o'clock and 32 minutes in.
Not bad. Got 3 stories.
Yeah, 3 stories in. Uh, like I said, that's good. That'll do for right now. I think next time, uh, I'll be off again before I start my new job, my new journey. Might do a all day vlog where we have some mixture of some Reddit stories and everything in there, and next time it's gonna be like a video, and um, like I said, you be a part of it as well too. Cause like I said, I'll be at the house. Just gotta wait for you to get off work now, or just uh, or Monday, whichever the case may be. So y'all,
Yeah.
um, well, babe, I hope you enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Um, my reading was not the best tonight.
You didn't do bad.
I think I know I read a lot better when I took a shot.
You're more into it.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like just when I'm in a flow, and I think because my brain is more relaxed because I'm like overthinking like how I talk while
Mm,
I'm reading out loud. I
yeah.
mean, I can read. I know I can read like superb. But anyway, that's us. It's your boy Ken Jones, my baby girl Leslie, and we out.
Bye.